Right.
Hello, good afternoon guys. My name is Gaston Valdez and I'm going to be telling you the importance about texting and driving. Okay, close your eyes just for a minute. Imagine yourself going down a busy intersection. You hear a buzz. You look down, next thing you know, you've taken someone's life away. After a couple of clicks. The question is, how did you take someone's life away with a couple of clicks? Texting and driving is becoming the #1 cause of death in the United States nowadays. Many people get easily distracted, whether it's eating, drinking, and now, texting and driving. After researching the subject, I'm going to explain to you the importance of waiting to reply to that simple, "What are you doing?" text message, to that simple, "Where are you at?" text message. And to better understand the dangers that we're facing on a daily basis. I hope this speech gives you the better understanding on waiting to reply to that text message and knowing the dangers you're putting not only yourself, but many of the other innocent people out here. According to an article by Larry Copeland on March 8, 2010, published by the USA Today, a teenage girl by the name of Mariah West, who, like many of us, was a devoted texter. She would currently be with her family, eating dinner. Next thing you know, she's texting. Her family wouldn't even know. She would hide the phone underneath her table, just like many of us do nowadays. Many of us tend to go out and have dinner, and what's the first thing you take out? Your phone, right? Many of her high school friends would always tell her, "Mariah, quit texting while you're driving." She didn't pay no importance to it. She was like, "Nothing's ever going to happen to me," just like us. They would see her swerving. They exactly knew what was going on. She was texting and driving. But everything changed on that day. Everything changed on the day before graduation. Mariah was heading to a minor league baseball. She was texting to one of the guys that she was going to meet up with that night. And on her way texting over there, she had everything ready for graduation in her vehicle. Because the next day she was graduating. She kept her eyes off that road to look down to answer a text message. That's when everything changed for her completely. It crushed her life. She was completely over and done with. The last text message Mariah received was a, "Where are you at?" This story helped AT&T come together with her mom, Mary died, to actually put in an awareness of the dangers of texting and driving. I'm going to go ahead and show you a short clip of the documentary that AT&T made with her mother about her accident.
I'm a trooper with the Missouri State Highway Patrol. I'm at the site of Mariah West's accident. Mariah's vehicle traveled across this median and ended in striking the bridge that you can see behind me.
When I got to the scene, her face was disfigured from sliding down the roadway. It's funny, the first thing I noticed about her was her shoes. Lying in the roadway in a large pool of blood, I noticed her shoes and I thought, this is a young girl. That's the first thing I thought when I saw this. And at that point is when I noticed her cap and gown was still in her car. She was going to graduate the next day. It was just a really horrific scene. All because of a senseless text message. It's just sad. Sorry, it's just sad.
This is something we face on a daily basis. Whether you're going to work, whether you're going to school, wherever you're headed, anywhere you look up, you look to your side, what are they doing? Texting and driving. Many organizations have gone out there to try to prevent all of this from happening. They've gone out to try to prevent youth texting and driving. And I'm going to be giving you statistics on texting and driving and how they've actually increased within the time frame. As stated in distractions.gov, about 11% of all drivers under the age of 20 are involved in fatal crashes were reported as distracted, meaning they were distracted either by eating or being on the cell phone. For drivers between the ages of 15 and 19, which is teenagers, guys, are involved in fatal accidents were distracted by the use of a cell phone. At any given moment across the United States, about 660,000 people are being distracted from being on the cell phone usage while they're driving. Manipulating electronic devices, which has been like that since about 2010. About 3 years later, that has increased. Sending or receiving a text message takes your eyes off the road for about 4.6 seconds. That's estimated, not a lot. Whenever you think about it another way is, think about yourself going out 55 miles per hour, which is the normal rate anywhere you go. 55 miles an hour. Within 4.6 seconds, you can cross a whole football field. Now imagine keeping your eyes off the road, you're crossing a whole football field with your eyes closed. That's how many accidents happen. Now that you're aware of the issue about texting and driving, what could be a good solution to all of these problems? Well, just like many other companies and organizations out there, states have also passed regulations and laws about texting and driving. You go down the road, you get to a school zone, the first thing you see is there's going to be a fine if you're on your cell phone. Many states, about 33 states, have passed the law where you can't text and drive, including the District of Columbia. Many cities have enacted their own bans on cell phones and text messaging, and some, but not all states, local jurisdictions need specific authority to do so. Also, many show hosts, actresses, have taken this into their own hand because they know the danger that it's putting other people into. About the texting and driving. Many have taken oaths to saying, we're not going to be texting and driving. We want you to join us. As stated by textresponsibly.org, when Oprah Winfrey's show aired, one of her shows in January 5th of 2010, her show covered the topic of texting and driving. And Oprah stated in that show, she stated, let it be the end of all using your cell phone or sending a text message when being behind the wheel of a moving vehicle. And until we, the nation, decide we're going to change that, those numbers are going to only go up. Meaning, until one person, until the nation, until one classroom, until somebody takes action into all of this, nothing's going to be done. Numbers are just going to keep on going up, meaning there's going to be more deaths. The main key into this is that text messages and calls can wait. Texting and driving is an issue that we face on a daily basis, and it's becoming the number one priority, the number one in deaths in the United States. It's easy to get distracted from people. It's easy for them to go ahead and say, oh, you know what, I'll be fine. I'm just going to look down at my phone. Knowing the danger you are putting yourself into and others is the main point in all this. It may seem like a quick, hey, I'm on my way. It's not going to be harmful to nobody, but in all reality, just like what happened to Mariah, she didn't think nothing of it. I'm young, nothing's going to happen to me. People would give her advice, she wouldn't take it until that day. And what happened here? She did not only ruin her life, but she ruined those who loved her, her friends and her family. Her parents now no longer have her, all for that simple text message. Keep in mind that many small towns are now getting bigger, which means people are coming in. Roads are getting busier. And the number one key in this is to keep your eyes on the road. If you get a text message or a call, it can wait. And if it can't, pull over. Simple as that. Just pull over and make the call, make the text message, and then go back about your business. Don't let it ruin yourself, and don't let it ruin it for others. Because think about it. It's not only your life out there, it's those of those innocents, children's, families out there. So just keep in mind, guys, that texting and driving can wait. Thank you very much.
And see.
Okay, your phone goes off.
The phone went off.